What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. Two things I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay, the first thing being that as of today, I saw it around 11:30 this morning, that Errol Spence has exercised his rematch clause against Terrence Crawford. Now, there's people that have mixed reactions about it, which doesn't matter. It all comes down to what Errol Spence wants to do. And it's obviously he wants this fight. Now, there's people saying that he should, but not so soon. Then you have people saying that, they don't think he should because they don't think that he'll win. Now, when you look at the timetable, you can't imagine how things are going to go. You have to look at what's in front of you. If he doesn't exercise his rematch clause right now, he may never get his rematch. What if Terrence Crawford fights once or twice more and then retire? Right? What if Terrence Crawford fights someone else and loses? So you can't go by this, oh, nobody's going to beat Crawford right now. Yeah, whatever. People always say that somebody's not going to be beaten and they get beat. So for Spence, this is for me, how I feel about it is this. If the fight's going to take place at 154 where he's requesting and he feel like he'll be, at his full strength, he won't be drained, because I believe that that's part of what was happening to him, that this is the fight that he probably just didn't feel, he just didn't look right. So maybe that could have been what it is. I don't know what it was, okay? But I think that it might have been, and the fact that he's asking for 154, I think that he might have been drained. He might have been weight drained. He might have been, weak, because he just didn't look strong. And like I said, his punches had zip on him, but his ability, he was getting dropped with the shots that Crawford was catching him with. Didn't even look like hard shots, man. He was just going down. We've never seen that happen to Spence before. Okay, I understand punch placement and all that bullshit. Just like Usyk dropping Dubois with a fucking jab, right? So just saying, like, come on, he didn't look right. Now, if he loses at 154, it doesn't matter, does it? The point is, okay, you lost twice to the same guy. All right, that boat has sailed. You both got to move on. Now, if he gets the fight at 154, like he's asking, and honestly, if it wasn't a weight problem, it's not a weight problem for Terrence Crawford, because he's willing to go up and fight Jamel Charlo. So it's not like it's Spence asking for an advantage. I really believe that Spence was weight drained. And he's been saying even before the Crawford fight that he want to go up to 154, way before he fought Crawford, that he want to go up to 154. He's been at 147 for a long time, and that his body's growing. He's been saying that. It's not like he just said it, but he was able to beat other fighters. But like I said, that particular night, looking at Spencer's performance, Jerron Ennis would have beat him. I feel 100% Jerron Ennis would have beat him. He would have. His game plan wasn't there. And a lot of times when fighters are weight drained, they do try to come with that just knock you out approach, try to get you out of there so they don't get to the point where it becomes a battle of attrition. And then it's like, okay, I'm getting drained. I can't, I'm getting weak. You understand what I mean? I'm done. But at the end of the day, he is asking for 154. He's still going to have to make technical changes. Basically, that wasn't even the typical Errol Spence style we saw. This looked like a desperate Errol Spence that just was trying to just load up on punches, but no real rhyme or reason. He was throwing the same combinations over and over. Jab, right hand, jab, right hand. Go to the body, come up, jab, right. It was just the same things over and over. And, Crawford could see the shit coming. And basically, it's like once he saw that Spence was going down from these shots, and, look, we already know who's who and what's what in terms of skill for skill and what they both, bring to the table. For him to beat Crawford, he's going to have to be definitely better than what he was that night, but he's going to have to be different. He's going to have to be not just in the sense of trying to get a knockout, but if I have to box, like when I was saying jab and give angles, people going, he was jabbing. Yeah, he was jabbing, but he was jabbing like not using his head. He just put the punch out there. He was pawing with his jab, and he was leaving himself open. He was bringing his jab back low. He was throwing it slow. He wasn't snapping it. He was giving no angles. He was coming in a straight line. So yeah, he was jabbing and getting beat to the jab, but he wasn't trying to do anything different. He just kept the same game plan the entire fight, all the way up until it ended. So he's going to have to be on angles. And the reason you double and triple jab, okay, him being a southpaw, understand, right? I did this. I used to see Pernell Whitaker could do this shit too. As a southpaw, I would snap my jab, but I would step to my right. People would say, nah, because they throw the right hook, the left hook, you going to walk into. No. The reason I'm stepping is because if he does throw the left hook, I got time to slip and come back with my own uppercut or straight left hand. Okay? And basically, as I'm stepping with it, it's quick because it's not like I'm stepping. First off, you throw it with your shoulder up. So your chin is not exposed, okay? I have to show you for you probably to really understand it, okay? And if just watch Pernell when he throws his jab, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And therefore, when you throw it, because Spence likes to dip down. The problem when he dips down is he stays low and then he tries to come up with a shot. And Terrence Crawford was just coming on top, over top of what he was doing, okay? And pretty much he's putting himself in a bad situation. Because now you got your right hand out, you're out here, you're down here, and you're trying to come back with a power shot. And Crawford's just going to come over, chop with those little chopping shots like he was doing. And basically, he was just making a lot of rookie-looking mistakes in that ring, man. So, for people that saying they think Spence should do better, even if he loses, but they think at 154 he'll do better. If he comes in with the same game plan, let's say he's at full strength. Okay, let's say his punch resistance is where it's supposed to everything, whatever, right? Let's just say Spence was getting hit with way too many shots in between him getting knocked down. Okay, and again, he did nothing different. So tactically, Spence is going to have to be busier. He's not as good at counterpunching as Terrence Crawford. And this is where it's going to also be a problem with him because I don't think it's in his best interest to try to play counterpuncher. If he does, he's going to have to be tactical where he's not getting hit. Okay? Errol Spence, out of his own mouth, I have to say it again. He said, I can box and jab and all that stuff, but that's boring to me. I want to get in there and mix it up. Which goes to show you it's a lack of discipline and that he does not have the mindset to box for 12 rounds if need be. At some point, I just want to go for the KO. When he did it against Mikey Garcia, Terrence Crawford is a different beast, man. So, he did outbox Mikey, and people criticize him because he didn't get the knockout. And it's like, man, it's not about the knockout all the time. It's about getting the win. But even the way he boxed Mikey, the thing with Spence that we've always noticed is he gets hit with shots because he's too anxious to land a shot. That discipline doesn't just come overnight. Now, maybe it might take an ass whooping to wake a person up for them to do what they're supposed to do. So the things that Spence would have to do, it would have to be in him already. It's just, all right, don't be stupid. Don't go in there just taking shots because he was getting hit with everything, man. Crawford was just chipping him up. I mean, by the second round, his face was all fucking discolored. His figure, discoloration in his skin. We know that's because of the plastic surgery, but he was already bleeding in the second round. His face is all, it's like, damn, it's the second round, his face like he been in like 8 or 10 rounds already. So just saying, for him to win against Terrence Crawford, obviously he has to be different. I could sit here and pick out he's going to have to do this, whatever. Bottom line is this. Whatever him and his team come up with, they're going to have to be prepared tactically. You can't go in there thinking, I don't think that before he fought Crawford that he really thought Crawford could hurt him. We just seen Daniel Dubois fight Usyk and basically, like he said, I'm going to do what AJ couldn't do. I'm going to fight him. But him saying that is like, yeah, go for it. Like I said, you go for it. But don't go in there and underestimate this man's ability to hurt you. Because an accumulation of punches, okay, will bring the same results as one devastating punch. It'll get you out of there. And you saw where he got dropped with and what the fight ended from. A jab. A freaking jab. Okay, so it's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't think that Spence really thought Crawford could hurt him. You know, he used to call Crawford too light in the ass, and he's too small, and he's too small. I beat him. Y'all gonna say y'all supposed to win because he's small, and I'm like, man, don't worry about what people say. Focus on getting the win, because Terrence Crawford has always been, a real savvy boxer. And look, he's a smart guy, and he makes his mistakes too, because there's times when Crawford go in there and try to mix it up when he don't need to, wind up getting cracked with a good shot. Then he'll start backing off, and his opponents tell him to come on. He'll shake his head no, stick his tongue out, do all that kind of little shit. But Spence basically needed to be smarter than what he was. He's going to definitely have to be sharper. I remember he explained why when he fought Ugas, that Ugas caught him with that hard shot. Now, he didn't go down from that. Now, there's not one fucking shot you can see that Crawford hit him with that was as devastating as that shot that he got rocked with when he got knocked back against Ugas. Not one shot that he got hit with by Crawford was that damn hard. And he took that when he wasn't even looking. That's when he said the mouthpiece came out, and he thought that his tooth was in the mouthpiece. He said he felt like he thought his tooth had came out, that he got his teeth knocked out, and made a rookie mistake. He's looking at the mouthpiece instead of, defending himself. So just things like that, what I'm saying, the discipline. And now you come in there with a guy who basically your pressure couldn't get rid of him. So psychologically going into it, it's obviously he's not scared and he want that rematch. I mean, even in the fight, he was getting his ass whooped, but he kept coming, he kept trying. Now, tactically, he didn't do anything different, but he kept coming. He never stopped trying the entire fight. So nobody's questioning Spence's heart. Now, I like them both as fighters, and I would like to see Spence go out differently, whether he win or lose, at least, more competitive than what he was in that first fight. And this is what I'm saying. So if they can agree that it's at 154, and he goes in there, him and Derrick James, and they get it together, we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, I think he wants the rematch. Go for it, man. Go for it. I mean, you got to understand, people always keep bringing up Anthony Joshua, but look, man, AJ is AJ. Everybody's not the same, okay? And AJ was destroying people, and it's like, yeah, we know the first person that beat him, he avenged the loss, but it's just like he just wasn't the same after that. He wasn't the same after that, This is Errol's first loss. We don't know what he looks like right now. We don't, and look, at the end of the day, he wants the rematch. And like we said, he was saying, but he wanted at 154. In other words, look, to get revenge, if it's at 147, I'll do it, because I definitely want my revenge. But I really prefer 154. For him to say 154, it's obvious that he didn't feel, it's like he's outgrown 147. Now, it'd be one thing if he's saying 154 and then go back to 147 to fight. No, he's saying 154. Remember, even the talks about him and Keith Thurman was supposed to be at 154. And my thing was, what didn't make any sense with that to me was because of the simple fact that he's not staying at 154. You're going to fight Keith Thurman at 154, then come back down to 147 to defend against. So it was no title on the line, just fighting at 154. And I feel like, what was that because of? So in case, so I'm the best version of myself. People know in training what they feel like, what their body feels like and everything. He didn't make any excuses. He didn't say anything about it, and he doesn't need to. But anybody watching that fight, nobody expected that. Why do you think people were so shocked? Even if you thought Crawford was going to win, because it was like, damn, like what the fuck happened? Yeah, Spence did not look like Spence. So, he's still going to have to be more than just strong. He's going to have to tactically be different, and he's going to have to understand that as long as the fight lasts, whether if he knocks Crawford out, okay, but if he doesn't get the knockout, regardless, you got to be prepared for 12 rounds, and there's no need for him to just take shots. So defensively, he's going to have to be slicker, smoother, and he's going to have to work, go to his body. The problem with Spence too, man, like when he throws shots, is one thing he's been doing, and Anthony Joshua started doing it when he was unsure of himself, and you see it where he's pawing with his shots. Spence was throwing hard shots at him, but he wasn't throwing them fast, man. He was throwing them hard. He was trying to throw the body shots fast. He was trying to be quick, but when he would paw with his shots, Crawford was making him pay. So you think in the fight he would have the common sense or the ring IQ, the knowledge to understand, okay, I got to snap my shots. I don't know if Derrick James mentioned that to him in the corner. I don't remember. But that's definitely one of the things that it was working against him. He's pulling his shots out. He loved to throw that jab out and kind of like hold his arm out and lean over to his left and try to come back with the left hand. But that shit was not working. And he had no plan B or plan C or plan D. He was just plan A. Full steam ahead. I want the knockout. That's what he was trying to do. Now, that being said, I don't think he's making a mistake by taking the rematch clause. I mean, if he loses, he loses. If he wins, he wins. And that's just what it's going to come down to. I mean, like, what's the plan? Let's wait for 2 more years, then go after him. No, he wants his rematch clause. Let him exercise his rematch clause. Give the man credit for having the heart to go back in there and do this shit with the same guy that he just got annihilated by. Okay, because that wasn't even a close fight. So we'll see how things go. And that's all I can really say on that. You know, I can't tell you he's going to be better. I don't know what he's going to do. I just know that psychologically, a lot of times fighters aren't the same, especially when they get beat to the point where they tried everything and it didn't work. Spence didn't try everything. Spence was doing one thing. So he shouldn't be defeated psychologically. The biggest thing for Spence, as far as what I'm concerned, what I see is him getting over the loss to understand, let it fuel him and understand, let me be sharp in every area, not just depend on my power and my pressure. You know, and however him and Bomac prepare, that's up to them. Like I said, I can sit here all day talking about what he should do and how you got to fight him and do this and that, but he has to go in there and do what he has to do. And, you know, whatever they come up with is going to be his best versus Terrence Crawford's best. So that's what you want to see. And whoever wins, hey, that's just the way it goes. Now, the other thing I want to mention, Sugar Shane Mosley was asked about, on the same interview with The Art of Dialogue, he was asked, was Oscar Delahoya gay? And the guy from The Art of Dialogue says, I always thought he was gay, man, because like he's taking pictures in fishnets and all of that. And I remember people on my channel leaving comments saying Oscar's not gay, those pictures are fake, and you guys don't know the difference between Photoshop pictures and Oscar Delahoya. Okay, this is the funny thing. The fanboys, who probably are gay, you know, probably because they probably in love with Oscar secretly, because they're defending him, and he admitted that, yeah, he took the pictures because he lost a bet. And the bet was he had to dress like that and take photos in it. Okay. So you guys are defending the guy who admitted he did the shit. Okay. And he did it more than once. Okay. So you, as a man, there's not enough cocaine in this world that's going to make me sit up here and say, yeah, man, let's make a bet. If I lose, you know, I got to dress like a woman. Or somebody going to tell me if I lose, I got to dress like a woman. Nah, not happening, bro. No. I got friends that I love dearly, people I love and I'm close with. And to be honest with you, if you ask me if any of my homies gay, I'm going to tell you from what I know, no. I haven't seen no gay activity or nothing to make me think that. Now, I see one of my homies dressing up with fishnets and high heels and a wig. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you got some explaining to do, because you understand what I'm saying, bro? You know, nah. Okay. That's my point. I have no reason to just assume that someone is just for nothing. I just get a feeling, oh, this dude is gay. No. Now, here's where people try to camouflage shit, okay? Saying someone is gay more than likely is saying they like the same sex only. Nobody never said he didn't like women. And that's what Shane was saying. He's not gay because like we've been out together and stuff, and like he does weird stuff, and like, you know, like nobody's telling him like, yo, what are you doing? You can't be doing that. And it's like, well, Shane, did you do it? He's saying his people, so obviously must be people that Oscar's around that's closer to Oscar than Shane was. Otherwise, the same thing you're saying people wasn't doing, well, why wasn't you doing it? Right? So he was saying he had a bunch of yes men around him. Okay? So whether it was him doing drugs or whatever, because my thing is, if you are sitting in a room with someone and they're snorting coke or doing whatever, why would you put yourself in that situation? You go somewhere and the cops wind up raiding the place and you sitting there, oh, I didn't do it, but you in there with them. So guess what? They'll haul your ass in too. And if the cops are dirty, they'll plant some shit on you, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, for you to say, I've been around him and lots of times, and trust me, man, he like all kinds of women. Okay, right. Let's always understand this. Certain things people will do in front of you, but there's other things that they won't do in front of you. Do you know how many people got that ill walk, always screw facing, always calling people bitch ass niggas, faggot ass niggas, and come to find out that them motherfuckers was gay? Yeah. So people that make you go, what? That's why nothing shocks me anymore, man, because I've seen so much shit. It's like, man, people are people, man. So maybe it's just the simple fact Oscar knows you don't swing that way. Maybe that's something he don't want people to know about him. But at the same time, the dude sat there and said he lost a bet, and that's why he took the pictures. Okay, so that was my thing. Is I'm waiting to hear the interviewer say that, well, has he ever snorted coke in front of you? Have he ever did hard drugs in front of you? Okay, but you know that he gets high. So if he didn't, but you know he gets high, that means he does it on his own time. You see the after effect, but you don't see him when he's snorting that shit, right? So how the fuck you know that these females are not, bringing strap-ons, pegging them? How do you know? You wouldn't know. So just because you didn't see it, it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we can say a person didn't see. Doesn't mean that it's not happening because you don't see it. Just saying, I thought that was it was just funny to me because when I didn't watch, I watched the one video that he made, and I made a video about that. And then the second one I didn't watch. And then I went and watched the other one, and then I just happened to see the one when the guy was asking him. So there's 3 videos I saw. That one, the one when he was talking about Floyd versus Hearns and Leonard, and they would have beat him. And then he says, there was another one where he says Crawford beats Money May, but loses to Pretty Boy and all. And I'm like, man, this dude has a real obsession with trying to make people not see Floyd for what, for being the fighter that he was, that he is and was. He's just something about him. He just it's like they can't resist. It's like I said, it's times in your life where something happens, man. You just you give people their credit and you move on, man. He never has nothing to say bad about any other fighter. If you notice, any other fighter, he always, and then the fighters that beat him, like when he say Vernon Forrest, he never fought Vernon Forrest. No, but he fought you and he beat you. You both fought Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto beat you easily. He beat you real easy. Floyd beat you real easy. You just landed 2 good punches. You had 2 good moments in a round. 2 good rounds you had, and that was it, right? So I'm saying, the thing is, look, y'all don't, man, listen. I was always riding with Shane Mosley, no matter who he fought against. So I'm speaking the truth. It has nothing to do with who I like as a fighter or not or whatever. But the excuse about his age after he got beat, after he jumped in the ring, and like I said, talking about how Bernard Hopkins was the one who instigated it and all that. No, you begged for that, man. You begged for that ass whooping. And then he even gave false accounts about what happened and who said what and when it was a fight he had nothing to do with. So it's like, look, man, and let me just be clear on this, okay? Because this is something that people never say. Margarito was set to fight against Floyd Mayweather. Okay, but he actually got caught cheating. You remember with the plaster in his wraps, and he got himself in trouble. And that fight never happened because of that. Margarito was nothing special, a slow, clumsy-footed, just a pressure guy, easy to hit. Man, come on. That wouldn't have been nothing. What does he bring to the table that Floyd couldn't handle? And I remember when Shane and his people was talking, it was, everybody's scared of Margarito. Shane can't beat the big bad Margarito. He went there and knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand. He's going to knock Floyd out. They was talking mega shit, bro. They was talking big shit. I'm going to be too much man for Floyd. Floyd hasn't fought a guy like me. My experience and this and this and this. And then all of a sudden, he was ready to fight me now because I'm old. Wait, you jumped in the ring. Floyd didn't call you out. You jumped in the ring. This is why it's like when you know the thing about fanboys, y'all remind me of those kids that just be sitting in front of a TV like this. The eyes don't blink or nothing. No, this right. So you don't know if they understand what they just watched. You know, and then it's just like, hello, are you conscious? Right? That y'all just remind me of these, and you can tell a person anything. All right, you could have been sitting there. They could have been just sitting there watching Star Wars. You could tell them, nah, that was Pee Wee Herman. Okay, and they just go with whatever you say. Like, are y'all really stupid? And the fact that people were responding the way they was, I said, yeah, these people don't even remember the particulars. They don't. You could tell by their responses, and if they did, they would remember. Shane, that wasn't the same fight, man, and you had nothing to do with that fight when Floyd said those words. So I'm listening to Shane, and his speech, you know, his speech has been different for a while now. It's not like it's nothing new, but he says a lot of things, man, that's just outlandish. In fact, you know, let me say this about any fighter, man, that's just being honest. It's easy to say, I would beat this fighter, or I'd find a way to beat this fighter, whatever. Okay, fighters are going to say that. But if you ask Sugar Ray Leonard himself about Floyd, you ask Thomas Hearns. Now, yeah, they're going to ultimately say they would win. But at the same time, let's look at motherfucking how Sugar Ray Leonard responds when you ask him how great is Floyd. Floyd, he's like at a loss for words when he's explaining how good Floyd really is. So to finish it off with, well, I would have won. Okay, yeah, he's going to say that. But at the same time, Sugar Ray don't see him beating Floyd the way y'all see it. He has far more respect for Floyd than y'all do. So when you're saying Floyd wouldn't have did this and Floyd wouldn't have did, okay, whatever. So at the same time, ask Shane Mosley would he beat Thomas Hearns. Ask him would he beat Sugar Ray. Ask him would he beat Terrence Crawford and watch him say yes. Yet, he's lost to the same guy that Floyd is beating, and Floyd beat him. You know what's funny too? A lot of people that sit up here and talk this shit about how Floyd fought guys when he was older. Okay, Floyd fought up until he was 38 years old, right? You want to know what's so funny? Y'all the same ones that give Camacho respect for beating a 40-year-old Sugar Ray Leonard. It's so funny how y'all won't say, come on, man, Sugar Ray Leonard was done. He was 40 years old. He fucking was retired for years. He was watching that Tybo shit with Billy Blanks, and motherfucker thought that Dawn Tybo was going to prepare him to come back and beat Camacho. Nah. It's funny how y'all always two great legendary fighters. No, why y'all don't say, come on, man, if Ray Leonard was younger, he'd have fucked Camacho up. Nah. Y'all don't bring up Sugar Ray Leonard's age at all. When y'all talk about him and Camacho, y'all just talk about how great Camacho was. Camacho was better than people gave him credit for. And y'all saying that based on what? Because he beat Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Y'all think that Camacho in his prime would have beat a prime Ray Leonard? Really? Yet, you're the same ones that every time somebody say they think somebody would have beat Floyd, y'all applaud him. But it's like it doesn't make a difference. And I would never make fun of somebody's financial situation. I don't care about your pockets. I'm not a fan. Now, okay, people are people. Some of the most arrogant motherfuckers on this planet, you know, are motherfuckers that got big money, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm saying Floyd's still going strong, doing what he's doing. What are these other fighters doing? So it makes a lot of people jealous because Floyd is still out here doing his thing and they're sitting back. They don't have the mind that Floyd has. And when I'm listening to Sugar Shane speak, it's like this dude says a lot of shit, man. If y'all watch that video, y'all will see. Just watch the whole video. I saw the bits and pieces. So eventually, I guess he'll put it out one full video. I don't know. Like I saw that video for the first time. I think it was this morning or something like that. But yeah. Shane says a lot of shit that I remember not happening the way Shane said it, man. Like you watch and it makes you understand. when you getting punched in your head for a living, man, and you take too many blows, I think you see a lot of shit. Not just that, even just age, like certain things. I don't know what these people do, because I got a partner, love him to death. He's like my brother, but every time we talk, he's telling me about some shit that happened. I'm like, yeah, but you wasn't there. Nah, me, you, T, remember when man, cause no, I do remember. You was not there. And neither was T. It was me and a whole different person. Said, no, so I believe like he remembers these places. He know where they are. Maybe he remember hearing those stories back in the day, and then in his mind right now he was there. No. I don't know what Shane deal is, but yeah, he says a lot of things, but that just like, nah, Shane, that's not how it happened, man. That is not how it happened. And basically, as far as the Oscar Delahoya thing, let me ask you a question. If you have a friend that hangs out in gay bars, dress up like women, I don't give a fuck, bet, no, whatever the hell. All right, the fact that they even entertain this kind of shit. And that friend was to say to you, man, I'm not gay. I just dress like this at times. So I just go hang out at gay bars. I have gay friends, but I'm not gay. How believable is that? So, yeah, same thing. There's certain shit you don't even entertain because it's just not in you. So when I hear people say a person isn't, or like, I don't know. But when they're showing you things, there's things that's just real shady and iffy. Yeah, you got to look at that for what it is. Now, as far as him saying he's not, he has the right to say what he feel. But my point is, even in him saying that, there's no fucking fact just because he's saying that. That's just him saying what he thinks. Is he in the room with Oscar Delahoya when he's screwing? Because if he is, why he's sitting there watching, what would that make him, right? So, right, you're not there to know what he's doing. And in fact, the word bi, okay, will appeal more. Because nobody's saying he don't like women. And that's what I'm saying. When Shane is saying, it's like, okay, yeah, you saw him calling out women. Right. How many rappers have been caught? How many rappers have had transsexuals come out and say what they've been, I was giving him head, we was doing this, he was giving me head, we was doing it, right? Okay then. Now, have they homies ever saw them doing this? Have they homies ever? Okay, I'll give you a perfect example and then I'm gonna move on from this, right? And close the video. There's a DJ Mr. C. Okay, for y'all that know, there was a rapper back in the day named, called herself Kane, Big Daddy Kane, whatever. And C was his DJ. And she was messing around with transsexuals. Okay? At this day and time, rappers don't sing certain verses anymore. Like he has a song called Pimpin' Ain't Easy. And what did Kane say? He said, I see trim and bag it, take it home and rag it. The Big Daddy law is anti-faggot. That's what he said. Right? That means no homosexuality. What's in my pants and make it seem reality, okay? He rarely does that song. But if he does, he skips that. Because of the climate nowadays, okay? Well, Mr. C was his DJ. Mr. C was messing around with trannies, driving around in a Hot 97 or whatever van he was driving for the company, picking up transsexuals, right? After hours. And basically, if you know the DJ Funk Master Flex, well, he knew. Okay, because the allegations had came out and Flex was telling him, according, they came clean with it afterwards. He denied it. It got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm wound up getting caught. People going to start coming out. More are going to come out than just the ones that already did. So he came out, cried, and talked about how he was in an abusive relationship, a verbally abusive, emotionally abusive relationship, and this and that. And okay, he ended up admitting what he did. But he said Flex was telling him, like, yo, you going to get caught, man. And he telling him, nah, I got this. I'm not going to get caught. I'm telling you, I do this after work. Nobody know. Everybody chilling. Ain't nobody thinking about me. Blah, 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 whatever. Right? So my point is, I remember this Mr. C guy, Funk Flex, got pissed off and was talking shit, okay, to the people at the Breakfast Club. Charmaine, Angela Yee, and the other dude, the little light-skinned motherfucker. Fuck is his name? But anyway, and he got on there and he was calling him Flex Hogan. I know everything that comes in and out of that building. How dare y'all make these lies about my boy, Mr. C? The whole time he knew that she was dirty. You understand what I'm saying? He knew he was guilty. Right? And he said he knew from the beginning, but he told him, like, yo, you gonna get caught, yo, you better chill. He's like, nah, man. I got this, I'm telling you. So I'm just saying, can any of C's friends, aside from Flex, who didn't see it, but he was admitting it to him, okay? But did anybody around Mr. C that he hung out with, as far as was those people witnessing? So for them to say, nah, man, he not like that. Now imagine if they would have said that, just to find out later, yes, he is. So I'm just saying, if a person don't want you to know something, you won't know unless you catch them. So we're not gonna, listen, man, nothing shocks me anymore, bro. I didn't heard so much and seen so much. Personally seen and know about things and people where it's like, at some point it's shocking, but through the years, it's like every time you turn around, it's like right now, every time you turn around, another fighter's fell on the drug test, right? And it just gets to the point where it's not shocking. But in the court of law, right, it's always two sides to a story. You just have to have your evidence and your proof. And when you can't prove anything after you said you have proof, well, and basically that's all I really want to say on that. Yeah, Oscar with them damn fishnets, high heels, and that wig on was ridiculous. And to say that, he's not because I would know, you just say, I don't think he is. I've never seen him do anything, have any contact with the man, or anything like that. So I can't say he is. That's more acceptable. That's acceptable. But to say, well, that's more acceptable than his answer, put it like that. Because the fact that he was even entertain a bet like that is like, nah, bro. You got to remember, everybody's going to see this shit. Your family, men, women, kids, everybody have access to see these photos. How do you explain that? You lost a bet? I mean, we don't even know if he's telling the truth about that, right? But that was his excuse. That's the answer he gave, right? So, just saying, certain shit you don't entertain, man. I mean, think about this, for example. If somebody was a rapist, and they made a costume of that person, would you dress up like a rapist? Would you wear that knowing what that okay, right? Because it's something you're against, right? Just saying. So I'm not gay. Of course now. No, I'm not gay. You're not gay. That's what he said. He's not. Wait, but why would you say of course not, as if, come on, you should know better than that? Nah. Let's just say if I'm hanging around people and then they're like, yo, for Halloween, let's dress up like women. Man, get the fuck out of my house. like seriously, why would I want to do that? Like, what reason would I want to do that? So my point is, and the reason why I said, imagine if there was a rapist and then somebody made a costume of his likeness, would you wear it? Is because if you sit and speak against something, no, of course not. I'm not gay, man. Nah, whatever, right? Well, that means that's not your lifestyle. That's something you don't approve of. That's not me. Even if I don't judge you by it or worry about what you're doing, it's not me, right? Okay, so it's not something you do. So you can't be against something, but then you play the part. Because that photo says a lot. Just saying. And that's not a good image. That's not how I would want to be remembered. But anyway, yeah, man, we quick to say what somebody is or isn't based on what we want to believe. But just remember that. There's people right now who will tell you Mauricio Suleiman is a great man. He's a very, very great. Yeah. Do you believe it? Do you? Hey, and it's not to say he don't do good things for people. He has family, right? I'm pretty sure there's people he loves that he do very nice things for. But does that excuse the rotten shit that he does? Does that excuse all the shit that we know about him? That's proven that he's a certain way? Absolutely not. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. I never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.